before Rona. Like I say Rona like she's my girl. And that's all you've caused a spike, go back into lockdown, and everything is a mess, everybody's confused. Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be filming something a little bit different. I've kind of done things like this before, but I thought let me try it again. I'm basically going to be discussing 5 things that you can do in quarantine. A little bit serious kind of thing, but yeah, make sure you like, comment and subscribe. Make sure you click the like button, pause this and go and like it, because it really helps my videos get pushed to other people. If you're new, hello, welcome, and if you've been here, wagwan my peeps, what's good, welcome back. I've got my hot chocolate with cream, slaps. But yeah, let's get right into it. So firstly, at the beginning of the first lockdown, I did a video called How We're Gonna Get Through Quarantine. And I basically discussed, like lots of things that you can do with quarantine, money making, that type of thing. And it was very much a thing where it was like, like what are you gonna do? If you come out of quarantine and you haven't done anything with your time, like, isn't that embarrassing kind of thing? And I feel like I've grown so much since then, because that was like, maybe like 8-9 months ago, so it's quite a while ago. And I feel like I've literally completely changed. Like I still am that person that's like, yeah, like obviously be productive, that's still me very much, but I feel like I've just become so open to like, it's actually okay to just survive through quarantine, like literally just get through it. And I think like quarantine, I guess in a good way, that's kind of given me that type of like feeling and knowledge, like mental health and anxiety. Like I didn't really used to like I understood it, but like I never experienced it, so I couldn't relate. I don't have anxiety. I've definitely like felt more anxious more often, and I like can almost sort of sympathize with people who like do have anxiety, like people that are feeling like that constantly or like more often, like it actually must be really bad. But yeah, let me just get into my 5 tips. But yeah, this is just more of like a realistic one, and I just feel like I just wanted to basically put that disclaimer out there. If you do watch that video, I will link up there anyway. That's very much if you're in the mindset where you're like very motivated and productive and want to do work and, you know, come out of quarantine with something. Otherwise, if you're feeling low, whatever, literally just focus on getting through it, because we can't come and die in this life. Like, but yeah, sorry, that was a bit serious, but I just wanted to say, obviously, like I've grown and, you know, developed as a person. I'm still only 20, turn 21 soon, but like, yeah. First things first, obviously I've kind of touched on it. Number 1, we need to focus on our health, mental health in particular. So you need to basically check, like, are you actually good? Everyone is going through it right now. Everyone has their own ish, whether it's something small or big, however you deal with it, everyone has their own method of dealing with things. But you need to check on yourself, like actually sit down with yourself and be like, do I actually feel okay? Like, am I just staying busy, like trying to get through whatever? Am I like locked away in my room and I'm not how I used to be? Like, but just check up on your mental health. And if you do feel like, nah, like I feel a bit low, talk to someone about it. I'm not saying it will help, but sometimes you just need to say out loud to a friend or to someone you trust, do you need to seek professional help? Is your environment around you, is your home situation a very bad situation, and it's something where like it's making your mental health worse? Things of like simple things like change up your room, like just looking at that same 4 walls, most people of like their room or whatever, literally can drive you insane. Like that is insanity. But yeah, check on your mental health, see if you're okay. If you're someone who's maybe like me, like I wouldn't say I suffer with mental health, but like I've definitely, like I feel like I'm going through a little bit where I feel like, raw, like this is a bit mentally challenging, let's say. Apps like Headspace is really good, so that's more like in the moment kind of thing, when you're just feeling a bit low or you just want to like relax and be zen, you know. But I wouldn't say like it's gonna solve, if you have like anxiety, it's not gonna solve your anxiety, like, do you know what I mean? But that's just a thing to do. But yeah, just check yourself, make sure that you're good mentally and like you're doing it like whatever you can, whatever it is that could help you. Everyone's different. Number 2, pre-savings. Okay, this is a little bit more of a fun one. I made up this term, it's called Postrona enjoyment. a post-Rona enjoyment savings pot, because honey, yes, it seems like Rona's not gonna go away, Rona's not gonna leave us alone, but eventually Rona will come to an end. So this is obviously people who are still able to work, fortunately, and are, like, have that money to save, because I don't know, all that on furlough and they're not spending as much money, whatever your situation may be. Yeah, if you do have the money to save, make a pre-pot, a post-Rona enjoyment pot, because like, obviously if you have your little savings pot, something to look forward to. Okay, we don't know when it is, but when Rona eventually ends, like, are you gonna fly out, like, are you gonna go brunch at different places, like, just have to have a little, like, you know, something to look forward to. Obviously, you know, a little bit of a surprise when it's gonna be when Rona's gonna disappear, but you know. I had a little pre-pot too, because obviously, like, pre, you know, like post-Rona enjoyment, but like pre as in like pre-drinks, like, do you know what I mean? The third thing is find a constant in your life. So by this, obviously currently there's just so much uncertainty. We're in lockdown, we're out of lockdown, we're in lockdown. They're telling us to go eat everything, and then they're telling us, oh, you've caused a spike, go back into lockdown, and everything is a mess, everybody's confused. So I think that's also the part where it's mentally challenging. So it's a thing of find a constant in your life if you can, whether that's reading or just something that you can keep constant. It's not out of your control, because right now there's so much that is out of our control. You can't plan anything, and it's just like you feel like you're kind of in limbo. Whereas if you have that one constant, you're like, no, like, whether it's Corona, lockdown, whether in a recession or not a recession, that's something that I can do, and that can, you know, like, be mine type of thing. If there's just something that you can do regardless of whatever's going on, I feel like it might help to keep you a little bit sane. Number 4, brush up on your skills. So when I say this, this is people who feel like they can, have the time, and feel like they're well able to and want to. Whether this is like your cooking skills, whether like you're someone who's always busy, like always eating now, and you're like at home now, can work from home and have more time. So why don't you like try out, you know, cooking more, brushing up on those type of skills. Whether you're like, you have a side hustle that, you know, you're kind of like working on or have been thinking about, this is the time to kind of like start that. Most people do have more time on their hands, so like if you feel like you can, do your thing, so that when we now come out of Rona later on, it can kind of like gives you that advantage in a way, because you kind of had that like this kind of phase where the world is kind of ish frozen. If you want to launch your business, you can launch that business that you're thinking about, launch it, go for it. If you have a business idea that, say you had this idea before Rona, like I say Rona like she's my girl, before Rona, then I'd say like it's something that you obviously need to reevaluate. Obviously if you haven't already, you need to kind of be thinking about something that's more pandemic proof, because we're in a pandemic recession proof. But yeah, do whatever you got to do, start that business, do whether you wanted to do a YouTube, you wanted to focus more on music, do your thing, girl or boy, whoever you are, do your thing. Number 5, stop watching the news. I don't watch the news, I don't listen to the news, I don't read it, never felt that, never smelt that, never dealt that, never heard that,
never heard of that, never tasted that, never smelled that.
Actually, I'm not involved, because I read this book by Tim Ferriss, I believe it's called, The 4-Hour Work Week, and it's basically about spending less time doing things, and he basically said in that book that he doesn't read the news. And the reason that he said he doesn't read the news is because everything that's very important you will find out through other people. Anything that's headlining, someone will tell you, or I'm assuming obviously if you talk to people and you don't live in like completely isolated, you will know. I do not read the news, I don't watch the news, I don't listen to it, and I know what's going on, and I know we're in a lockdown. Like, it's all everyone talks about. So I just think reading the news, like obviously if you want to read the news, do it. Maybe like just go on, read the headlines and come off. But me, the news is toxic. Like, it's just, the news is bad vibes. It's actually bad vibes, especially if you just feel a bit overwhelmed by like everything going on. Like, just don't read it. Like, people will tell you, if we're coming out of lockdown, you'll know because someone will tell you. So like, I just don't bother. Like, it's just so heavy all the time, and it's like, yeah, so I don't read the news. if you feel overwhelmed with the world and what's going on, advise you to do the same. Also, if you feel overwhelmed, you're gonna have to delete your Twitter. Come on now, that Twitter's got to go, because Twitter, everything, this is going on, that's going on, like. But obviously if you can hack it, like I still have Twitter, that's calm for me. But the news, bad vibes. I don't do that shit. And obviously say you're like a trader, or you need like business news for like whatever sector or whatever you're in, you can literally filter your news to just like business news rather than like all the like Rona news. Obviously it still will affect business, but it won't be as sort of like intense Rona vibes, if that makes sense. But yeah, those were just 5 quick little things that I feel like could, you know, you could do in these, you know, this lockdown, however long it goes. I hope everyone is staying well, keeping healthy. Drop a comment down below if you made it this far and let me know how you're feeling. Are you feeling good? You know, are you feeling a bit kind of happy we're in a lockdown? Let me know your thoughts, feelings towards Rona, lockdown, etc. down below. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Check out my other videos, and I hope you guys are here to stay. I will catch you guys in my next video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye guys.